3, 2, 1. We are alive.
What is up, everyone?
Totally live. Let's just give us a second here to let folks come in, and let's make sure the video has actually dropped, because I think it's gonna be on the YouTube channel at noon. But you know how time difference is, so we will give it just a second to catch up. And while we wait, welcome everyone to the High Republic anniversary stream. We are 1 year. We've made it. We all survived 2021. We're in 2022, and we are ready for another year, another wave of High Republic content. And in fact, there was kind of a little bit of a surprise today for all of you audiobook listeners. Jimmy, why don't you inform us on the news that we got a little bit ago?
Yeah, so a little earlier today, Justina Ireland officially tweeted out that her book, Mission to Disaster, is now available on ebooks and audio. So I think the actual physical book was supposed to be released today as well, alongside The Fallen Star, but because of printing shortages, that was pushed. But ebooks, audiobooks out now. It's only about 5 hours for the audiobook, so if you want a quick read, I'd look into that. And it does take place before The Fallen Star, so no spoilers.
That's actually really great to call out, number one. And number two, I think unexpected. I don't think we had planned for that to be out today, because the delay in the book was basically because there was printing issues, is what I remember. And so with the audiobook, they didn't have that. So I guess they just were like, hey, we're going to release it anyway. So really fun, exciting news there. And I do have confirmation that the special is up. So we are ready to go over there in a second. For folks who are live, welcome everyone in the chat. And for folks who are watching this after the fact, as you guys know, I like to make a video and react to all of the High Republic shows. And because this one was special, I decided I'd make some time to go ahead and do it live. So that should be fun to interact with everyone. Oh, I see Wookiee Wayseeker's got Fallen Star today. What's up, Nick? It is, I'm Audible, so I get them right away. But I did pre-order the out-of-print version of Fallen Star. So whenever that does ship, we will be there to watch.
Yeah, you did. That's a great autographed copy from Claudia Gray, too. So
cover is amazing. I will now put it on the display shelf here after that times. Okay, so the episode is up. It looks like it's 18 minutes, so not a huge time commitment, which actually works out with our schedules.
Yeah, it's perfect, really.
So it's going to be, I think, short and sweet. We do have a second episode this month, so everyone be prepared for that. There's going to be a second High Republic episode that we will get to react to later this month. But there should be no spoilers for any of the books that came out today. We've been told that by the crew, so don't anticipate anything there. So you guys should be safe to watch it with us if you have not caught up. And let's switch over to the screen. I have the video up. Are you guys ready? Is everyone ready to watch this?
I'm ready to sync up the video.
Okay, so I am going to pause it throughout. I will let you guys know when I pause it. I will try not to cut over too much. I have a tendency to want to stop and talk about things. But yes, I'm very excited for this. So without further ado, as always, let us know if the volume's jacked up. We switched streaming software for this, so if we can't be heard or it's too loud, let me know and we will get that corrected. But if not, let's get started in this 18 minutes. With me stopping, it'll probably take like 6 hours. So without further ado, let's get rolling.
Special, we get an exciting incoming message from a special guest. Sit down with all 5 High Republic authors, find out the winner of the Bring Home the Bounty Galactic Star Cruiser sweepstakes, and learn a few exciting details on Phase 2 Quest of the Jedi Goodness. You're going to want to buckle up. The High Republic Anniversary Special starts right now.
Let me have my quality.
Oh, God, I'm so ready. The music is
I love the intro. Yeah, I was going to say, the intro is always great. Oh, got a special anniversary.
Hey, High Republic fam, it's your friend, Krystina Arielle. I can't believe it's been a year since the launch of the High Republic, and what a year it's been. We've had a bounty of novels, comics, magazines, interactive experiences, and upcoming games, concept art,
hit pause. Okay.
Pausing.
So they just acknowledged Star Wars Eclipse, which regardless of kind of the controversy around that studio there, that's kind of a big deal, because a lot of people had said that, hey, they have not acknowledged Star Wars Eclipse, like none of the High Republic programs, etc. And we just got that in the opening 46 seconds. So very interesting sign. I put that as one of my top moments this year, mainly because I said, like, I'm very excited. That means, like, we're going to get more content of different mediums in this universe. And so the fact that we're getting the anniversary special, they're calling attention to that game, does kind of reaffirm it's going to be connected. There'll be more, well, maybe not directly connected to the storyline, but it is going to be part of that High Republic universe, and we're probably going to get more properties related in the coming years. So anyway, I wanted to call it out. Anything you want to add there? I thought that was a big deal.
Nah, that was pretty much, the same thought I had, because, obviously there's still some questions about that. I'd like that to be addressed, but I like to see that it is still going to be tied into the story of the High Republic, regardless of when it takes place.
So kind of cool, because that, again, hope that there's going to be more properties, more projects coming out in the near future. Okay, let's get going.
Introduced to the golden age of the Jedi and met heroic new knights of Padawans. But it wasn't all good, guys. We met the dangerous marauders known as the Nile and their baddie leader, Marchion Ro. Still have nightmares about him. We got a first-hand look at the Great Disaster, visited the Republic Fair, and witnessed the opening of a shiny, beautiful, elegant new space station, the Starlight Beacon, which now from the teaser posters and book covers ain't looking too shiny, beautiful.
I love this poster so
much. Looks like things are about to get a little explosive for our Jedi, but we'll get to more of that later. First, let's check out this special message from the one and only Kathleen Kennedy, president of Lucasfilm.
The High Republic has been an amazing success, and it's so gratifying to see such a positive response to the original Star Wars storytelling. We've seen 6 instant New York Times best-selling novels, some of our best-selling Star Wars comics in years, and the first original manga story. As we come to the end of Phase 1, I want to congratulate all of the authors and thank the readers for your support. And please tell everyone to prepare for some truly exciting stories to come. Here's a short video of what fans can expect from our new books and comics.
Okay.
Are we getting a legit trailer here?
It was a golden age of the Jedi and the Republic. It was a time of great peace and prosperity. But all that will come crashing down.
Oh boy.
Who will survive when the light of the Jedi goes dark?
It's great art.
Oh, great. Oh, that
I love the
red
color
tint.
tone. Yeah, that's dope.
Thanks so much, Kathy, and what a video. She ain't lying.
Okay.
There's some intense storytelling to come, and I know just the people to chat with on the subject. First up, all the way from the UK, it's Keith Trinnis's number 1
So I'm gonna hit pause
fan.
real quick. I'm gonna hit pause just to make sure everyone is aware. I know some folks have joined late. There should not be any spoilers in here for the new books. So if you've not read Fallen Star in the 3 hours it's been out, you're fine. You're good to go. Don't worry. So if that was a concern, that's okay. So far, all we've really seen is just just kind of getting us excited for this next phase. Little teasers there. Kathleen Kennedy made an announcement, which is cool. So you haven't missed anything. No spoilers at this point. So let's get going.
And Cavan Scott. Thank you so much for joining
My boy,
me,
Cavan Scott.
So what's been the reaction to the High Republic so far?
Oh, it's been amazing. The High Republic fan community has just been incredible. I mean, it's really...
We're incredible.
We've only really been doing this for a year. Obviously, we've been writing it for a lot longer, but for it to be out there, 12 months, it seems like it's been an eternity because of the response of everyone who has taken these characters into their heart. And for me, the thing I love is when people get this stuff and they start creating, so the fan art, the costuming. I mean, the first convention I went to in what seems like forever, I walked straight into the hall and bumped into someone who was cosplaying as Ava Chris.
That was me.
Vanessa Rowe, and it was like, that's insane. Just the creativity. I mean, for me, my Star Wars fandom inspired me to be a creator. And so to see that happen in other people because of these stories that we're writing is incredible.
Now, we are coming to the close of your Marvel run, and things are looking grim. Tell us what's going on, please.
Well, Ava's had a very interesting journey. I mean, she obviously starts in Light of the Jedi being incredibly triumphant. And of course, at that point, the Jedi of the High Republic thought, hey, the galaxy's a cool place, nothing bad can happen. And I think Ava struggled the most out of all of this because I think she has told herself that she's been sidelined. Her entire nature is about communication. That's what we see happening in Charles's novel when we're first introduced to her. She binds the Jedi together, and now she feels that the Jedi is splintering. And I think that becomes quite emotional and personal for her in her relationship with Stellan. I think the interesting thing is the relationship with Stellan, we've never actually seen them when everything's been going well. We've never seen them interact.
That's true.
And so it's painful for us when we see the fact that Stellan and Ava are two former Padawans who have grown up through the ranks very, very quickly in the most extreme situations. So one now is the Marshal of Starlight, one is on the High Council, and they find themselves at loggerheads. And I think that's the thing that's really rammed it home to Ava, and that's a moment she's got coming when she realizes how much this has come between her and her friend. And I think that could be what breaks her.
Oh, well, moving on to someone else who's been a little broken throughout the process. What can readers look forward to from Skier?
Skier. How I love that boy. I actually think you can see hope in Skier because he has been through a lot, and he's done that very traditional Star Wars Jedi thing of keeping it to himself, and that never goes well, as we've heard before. Anakin. And so with Skier, we start to see
Darth
healing
Skier.
there. Perhaps not physically,
Imagine.
but definitely we're seeing him make great strides in coming to terms with his new reality and also the reality of what's going around him. And a lot of that comes through his former Padawan of Kiev.
What exciting High Republic era stuff are you working on next?
Well, I'm working on the Phase 2 comic from Marvel Comics, which launches in October, and I'm working on the early issues right now.
Thanks, Cavan.
Okay, I'm pausing real quick there to address that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting to know because I was not sure how long the comics were going to run through, if it was going to get that second wave. It appears we just got confirmation, and it's going to come out in October of next year. So quite a bit away. But I think that makes sense because we're getting this next wave starting today, which will carry us through probably the next couple months. And they might say today, we don't know, but I'm assuming that Phase 2 is going to probably start in the summer of 2022. So if it does kick off in the summer, the comics resuming in the fall does kind of line up. So that lines up with kind of my expectations so far. And I think that it fits. But it's cool to know we're going to get more. So it wasn't just like a one and done. And I'm also kind of appreciative that it's not going to be right away. Like I think we've had so many High Republic stories. I do enjoy that it's not just one and done, like a big dump and then it's gone. We get that kind of consistent feed throughout the year, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I really like that too because having it just happen consistently and not like taking a year break or anything for like it to like mellow out or like kind of die down a little bit. It just keeps coming. And one thing that Cavan said that I think is just really one of the big draws of the High Republic is that he mentioned that he ran into someone that was cosplaying as Avar Kriss. I think it is really important with this initiative that we have all of this artwork and all of these comics so we can really get a real description of these characters and what they look like and not just left up to the interpretation of our minds from reading or listening to the audiobooks. So having a face to the name for all of these characters is so important. I think it's what's keeping this entire series just going as strong as it is because it's so relatable to everyone.
Yeah, I like having the artwork to put the names to the face as well. So, okay, wanted to call that out. Let's get going. We have, I guess, 4 more authors to go. 3.
And now we welcome comic book writer, novelist, lawyer, and musician. What can't this guy do? You know him. You love him. It's Charles Soule.
I did not know he was a lawyer.
Hello, how are you doing? It's great to see you.
I'm fantastic. It's so good to see you, too. It's nice when we get to have these friendly chats where you tell me all the information that no one knows yet.
Yes, exactly. It's very friendly.
Well, luckily, I have a few hard-hitting questions for you.
All right. I'm ready. Hit me.
Now, in the Eye of the Storm for Marvel, you touch
That
on the
cover
history
is
of
dope.
Marchion Ro and his people. Can you tell us a little about them?
Absolutely. So the storm imagery that is such a big part of the Nile is not unintentional. His people come from what I call in the story a Tempest world. And coming from an environment that's constantly in motion, constantly filled with danger, constantly filled with change, informs a lot of the things that his people do. It's visceral and vicious in a way that I think readers are really going to respond to. Who doesn't love a bad guy?
Oh, yes, and the cover is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a great
Just
cover.
seeing
Yeah.
Marchion
Probably my most
hair
excited,
flowing.
one of my most excited
But
projects
Can
they've
you
had
tell
so
us
far.
how the eye fits
Definitely.
into all of this?
Absolutely. The eye of the storm, right? The eye of any storm is the thing around which all else revolves. It's the center point. It's the hub of the wheel. Everything around it can be utter chaos, but then the eye is relaxed and certain and knows exactly what they're going to do.
Yep.
And that is very much Markian Ro. He's somebody who knows what he wants and goes after it and doesn't let emotion really get in the way. So having him as the Eye of the Storm, the Eye of the Nile, just made perfect sense for the story we're trying to tell.
Well, you've already given us so much to look forward to with just that
so
description.
excited for that series.
But
Yeah,
can you tell us what
definitely.
you're working on next for the High Republic?
I need to know.
So I have a project in Phase 2 that I am extremely excited
Phase
about
2?
that ties into storytelling I've been doing for Star Wars for years, for 5 years, 6 years. It revolves around 2 words, and those 2 words are Porter Angle. You're going to get to see why the Blade of Bardata became the Blade of Bardata, and just a lot of really cool information about who Porter is.
That's some cool artwork right there. I paused. I'm sorry. I paused on the shadowy dark artwork at 755. That is really cool and an awesome story. I like that we're going to continue to get some of these characters' backstories. Markian Ro, obviously. So really cool. Okay, sorry.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a good artwork. So I'm hitting play again.
What makes him really just that good, so all the other Jedi are really just in awe of him.
That'll be fun. I like that idea.
For sure.
Good idea.
Thanks, Charles. And next up is another one who can't stop, won't stop. The High Republic's very own TikTok star, Daniel José Older. Hey, Daniel. Glad to chat with you.
Great to see you.
Now, Daniel, you've been very busy, so let's go through the list. You're writing the High Republic Adventures ongoing, the Trail of Shadows miniseries, Midnight Horizons young adult novel, and co-writing Edge of Balance Volume 2. While I take a moment to catch my breath after that impressive list, give us 1 or 2 words of what fans can expect from each. And the High Republic Adventures.
Everything comes to a head in these final issues of Phase 1. There's so much that we've been building up to, and this is it. This is what it all comes down to. That was a couple
So what you're saying is your 3 words are this is it.
Chaos!
Trail of Shadows.
Everything and nothing will be revealed. Boom!
Ooh, Edge of Balance.
Old friends and new friends.
Midnight Horizon.
Epic, iconic, disastrous.
Desserts?
Desserts.
Listen, they are a prominent part of your work, and I respect that about you.
Let's not forget the Bake Off issue, which is coming out very soon and is very, very special. Dear to my heart, Vita Yala, my co-writer, amazing work. Get ready.
Speaking of that, can you tell us what else you're working on right now?
Yes, in fact, I actually can finally tell you that I am writing the all-ages High Republic Adventures graphic novel, original graphic novel for Phase 2 of the High Republic.
Get a graphic novel.
Hey, thank you so much,
Very
Daniel.
exciting.
Awesome.
And now, with a test of courage to step out of the shadows on our way to a mission to disaster. See what I did?
I'm gonna hit pause before we switch to the next author and just call it a couple things. So I don't know what they're gonna do with the adventure series, given the fact that Dark Horse has seemed to take the place of IDW. So he did say in his little segment there, it's all going to come to a head at the end of Phase 1. So that does imply to me we're going to get some sort of continuation or second part during Phase 2, but I have no idea how the publishing is going to work there. So just want to call that out. That stuck out to me.
I do believe that IDW is passing the reins to Dark Horse for them to continue with the Adventures line, but I don't know if IDW has the rights to the actual Adventures line in general.
Yeah,
so
like
we'll see how that goes.
They changed the name or something. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it is cool. Gonna get a full graphic novel, which I think a lot of people are going to like. So, kind of cool there. So we'll see how it goes. For me, so much content in the High Republic. There's just so much to read. The Adventure series is probably the one that I'm trying to think how I word this. I read the Adventure series, but I actually own the hard physical copies of the Marvel ones. You know what I mean? Because I like the artwork of the Marvel ones. And so it's been a little, I followed that one more, mainly digitally. So we'll see how that goes and changes with the publisher change. So anyway,
Definitely.
Regardless, let's keep going here.
There. It's Justina Ireland. Hi, Justina.
Hey, how's it going?
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Just coming here, hanging out in my kitchen. What else am I gonna do?
Hang out with me and talk about all things High Republic.
Sounds even better.
So your upcoming book, Mission to Disaster, allows us to reconnect with Vernestra Rowe and Avon Starros. Can you give us a little inside info?
By the way, that book came out on Audible today.
Remember from
Early.
Test of Courage, minor spoilers. She still has Imri's Kaiwar crystal. She's beset by the Nile because the Nile are never really gone. And so she's kidnapped, and so of course Vernestra, she's gonna go rescue her. It's mostly everyone's up to the same old things, however, there are secrets to be discovered.
So what you're saying is the Nile have not been annihilated.
I knew you were gonna say that.
you know, I always try for a little something. So what can fans expect from this one?
Well, Mission Disaster is actually set before the events of The Fallen Star, so if you read The Fallen Star and then you read Mission Disaster, it's not going to spoil anything for you for The Fallen Star. There will be some stuff that's going to maybe be made clearer, so that's that. It's just going to have important connections to our Phase 2 storytelling, which I think is the most important and exciting part of Mission Disaster.
Well, speaking of Phase 2, can you tell us what you're working on next?
Of course! I am writing the first YA novel for Phase 2. Okay. It's going to be something a little different, but the best part is I'm writing with Tessa Gratton, who is an amazing author and an even better human being. So it's really, really exciting to bring in another author to the High Republic and just keep doing the great storytelling that we've been doing.
Thanks, Justina. And lastly, she may have trapped us on an abandoned space station with a whole garden full of Drangir, but we forgive her because she also introduced us to our favorite navigator, Geode. We have Claudia Gray in the house. So Claudia, you're writing The Fallen Star.
Geode is literally
the
best.
The covers, Starlight Beacon has seen better days. What's happening and how much more heartbreak do I have to endure?
I can make no promises for you, and I can't tell you anything specific, but you know that bad times are coming to Starlight Beacon.
Yeah, but it's not all doom.
It's getting a little
right?
rough.
The Fallen Star sees the return of the crew of the vessel. What have they been up to?
Oh, goodness.
They have been operating as an independent ship for a little while, free of the Bind Guild and able to sort of determine their own destinies. But they do wind up visiting Starlight at what turns out not to be a great time to visit Starlight. I would say schedule your vacation differently.
So you get to write Avar Kriss, Elzar Mann, and Stellan Gios in this book. Can you tell us a little bit about their dynamic?
It's interesting because we do get into some things about that friendship, which has been tested by some of the events that have transpired in the High Republic story so far. But that bond surfaces when it's needed the most, if that makes sense.
Oh, I think it sounds great. I mean, it's something we all look forward to. The relationship between them has been there, and to see it given more information and depth, especially at your hand, is pretty exciting.
Yeah, what really interests me is asking what it is like to be in that world.
Don't we all want to know?
So much of that is your relationships with other people. I love digging into characters, whether they are as complex and tormented as Elzar Mann or as devil may care as Geode.
Do you have any last things to say about the Fallen Star?
Not everybody survives, and who lives and who dies may not be who you think.
To quote a once great
boy
band,
Avar's dead, confirmed, 100%. Told you. You heard it here first.
What uplifting High Republic stuff are you working on next?
Well, when you name something Phase 1, people understand that a Phase 2 is coming, and I can say that Phase 2 is an era of exploration and invention. I don't believe I'm allowed to say anything I'm specifically doing within Phase 2, but 1, I think it's fascinating, and 2, I'm not going anywhere.
Thanks, Claudia.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Before we continue the fun with my good friends, it seems like we have an incoming message from the Halcyon. Oh my God, it's Scott Trowbridge. Hi, Scott.
Thanks, Krystina. I'm so excited about all of this. Being a part of Bring Home the Bounty and this sweepstakes is an amazing opportunity. Working with Lucasfilm Publishing is such a great way to bring the stories of Star Wars and the Halcyon Star Cruiser to life, and to reveal all the important ways that it has played a role throughout Star Wars history, including the High Republic era. And one lucky winner is going to get to experience the stories of the Halcyon Star Cruiser for themselves, because we're giving away a test day on Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. The first of its kind, multi-day immersive adventure, and honestly, there's nothing like it that's ever been created in the world, and I can't wait to share it with some of our biggest fans. Not to delay any longer, let's find out who is the winner of this amazing
did any of you guys win?
Immersive experience. Krystina, can I get a drum roll?
Put in a bunch of box tops for this.
So good.
And the lucky winner is Jennifer R. from San Antonio, Texas.
Go Jennifer.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And in addition to your test voyage, you're actually going to have an opportunity to meet all 5 Star Wars High Republic authors in an exclusive personal meet and greet session. So congratulations. Can't wait to see you on board.
I didn't get in.
The good folks
Sorry,
at Chandrila Star Line say, may the stars light your path. Happy
Imagine if one of us would have won on stream, we wouldn't even know about it.
Congratulations to the winner. You're going to have an amazing voyage. I know I personally can't wait to explore the galaxy.
That's a big value, too, because that's expensive, as we talked about.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, and if you see Chewbacca, tell him I said, which might mean hey, but either way,
I can't do a
it's time
Wookiee
for
at
the
all.
lightning
Just gonna
round
call that
with
out.
our
Nope.
authors. Pew, 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 pew. One word to describe what fans are about to experience.
I don't know. Thrills.
Probably screaming.
Mayhem.
Disaster.
Scream.
Joyful suspense.
That's not one word.
It is if you say it fast enough.
Character you'd most want to hang out with.
Who among us would not want to hang out with Geo?
That's right.
What is my dude?
Probably Avar Chris.
Obviously, Bell Zedifer, because he has a
That
dog.
was cool.
Excuse me, a charhound.
Maru. He's spinning a lot of plates at all times, and I can identify with that.
Best Jedi Baker, Yoda, Cantum, or Buckets of Blood.
I would be disrespecting my good friend Daniel if I said anyone other than Buckets of Blood.
Oh, it's totally Buckets of Blood.
I feel like Reed's probably got some hidden wealth of pastry knowledge. He reads a lot.
That's funny.
Orbelin. It's a little known fact that he makes a mean gatto.
Low key, it's Cantam. We don't know where Yoda is right now. Cantam is the reigning champion. Sorry about this.
I'm almost afraid to ask this one. Character we should be worried about.
I will just refer to my previous statement. Where is Yoda?
Oh, if I was there, I'd be most worried about Lorna, always.
Vernestra Rowe. Yeah.
No.
I'd be stunned if they did anything with her.
Stop that right now. No.
That would be very surprising.
I'd worry about pretty much everybody if I were you.
Oh, they all die.
Everyone's on
Oh,
the table.
great.
We're
Thanks,
treating
Claudia.
everybody equally in terms of how worried you should be about them. So I think the real true answer is all of them.
Now, who should we be more afraid of? The Nile or the Leveler?
You know, I plead the fifth on that.
The
That's
leveler.
a complicated answer.
Yeah, it's irrelevant.
I played the fifth.
The
Okay.
Ooh, definitely the Leveler.
I mean, it's the Nile, I believe. The Nile.
Well, if you're the Jedi, I think you're probably more worried about the Leveler.
Both.
Lastly, can you give us a tease for Phase 2 Quest of the Jedi?
150.
Years.
In
The.
Past.
What? Leave it to the higher
Whoa,
level
what?
authors to drop that in our lap
So
and
they're
then
going
stop
backwards.
answering my calls. So much mystery. Well, you heard it here
Or
first,
150
folks.
years in the
Quest of
past
Jedi
from
will
the
be
Battle
set
of Yavin.
150 years in the past.
Oh my God.
Why? What does it all mean? Well, I guess we'll all have to wait until it begins in October 2022 to find out.
150 in
But
the
because we
past.
don't like to
From
leave
what
you
point?
hanging, too much at least, we're thrilled to announce that we are getting some new friends added to the High Republic chat group. Give a warm welcome to Zoraida Cordova, Tessa Gratton, George Mann, and Lydia Kang. All will be joining in on the fun and writing High Republic novels as Phase 2 Quest of the Jedi
Okay.
begins. Until then, prepare yourself
That's a lot of new
for
authors.
Yeah.
Phase 1 with
That's
the Fallen
awesome.
Star out now. And be on the lookout for Midnight Horizon, The Battle for Starlight, and Mission to Disaster coming soon. Keep your eyes peeled for clues to Phase 2 on StarWars.com and the Star Wars social channels. And join me at the end of the month for our in-depth conversation around the Fallen Star. This High Republic show anniversary
That's
special might have been
interesting.
filled to the brim with High Republic fun, but we have a lot more to unpack, y'all. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and
Okay.
Instagram. Thanks for
I'll
watching.
let it
Happy
finish here
reading.
in case
and
there's
may the
anything
Force
crazy
be
at
with
the
you.
very
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Fascinating. And I think, I don't want to spend, we will do a video on the channel about what was just announced for phase 2 so far. But
Yeah.
that last snippet is extremely interesting to me because I'll have to rewatch that segment, but 150 years, are we skipping forward or is it literally going 150 years before what we just read? Like, are we actually going to move
Yeah.
backwards in the High Republic every time, which would be funny? That'd be really kind of cool.
It would be trippy.
Or are we skipping forward? That's what I don't know. I didn't understand that fully. And I see Silas in chat saying, I think we're skipping forward 50 years. But either way, it's huge. Either way you look at it, it's huge.
Yeah.
And it filters really into, again, regardless of your feelings on Star Wars Eclipse, they pulled out a clip of that in the intro for this, which means like they're considering it part of the High Republic initiative. We're adding 4 new authors, right? And we're skipping 150 years in the past. Whether that means before or forward. I don't know if they baited me like that on purpose or I'm just stupid. But it's a big deal either way, I think. So very cool, exciting. I think it answers what a lot of folks wanted to know. But it also tells me, for a lot of fans, that this ending, the next couple of books, the endings of the comics, are probably going to wrap up some of these character storylines for now. They will not be revisited probably in phase 2. They might come back in phase 3, or they might, who knows? Or they might come up in new comics. I mean, we're getting some, as we already know in phase 2. Wait a second though, because they said in phase 2 they're going to do a Porter Angle story. So would that like him 150 years before the events of the High Republic stories we just read?
Yeah, I guess so, because we talk about how he reached that status. So
Right. right. What else did they say? Because we'll have to go back through and pull it out in a video just for the channel. But there was another project they announced that was a visual novel, but I guess we didn't hear what it was. So interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. We'll make a video with our speculation on phase 2. A little 18-minute snippet there with, I think, some it's a pretty efficient use of time. There was like no filler there. It was like, hey, what's going on? What are you working on? Which I actually kind of appreciate, because we're going to get another one of these later this month. So let me just wrap us up here with some big things here. First of all, Fallen Star's out today, and if you're on Audible, you can read Mission to Disaster today as well. Listen to that. So that's really exciting. We'll call that out. So you have till the end of the month to get caught up on that book, Fallen Star, because I think the next High Republic show, they are going to do some spoilers. So if you care about watching those in real time, be aware of that.
Yeah, definitely.
We also got confirmation on phase 2 stories. It's in the past. I see M. Pooley says it's in the past. Phase 2 is the phase of exploration. Okay, so we're saying the phase of exploration comes before the High Republic stories we just got. So it's interesting to me if they are actually going to treat each phase like you're going back further. That's fascinating. And I actually kind of like that idea, a couple of reasons. I think the closer you get to the Phantom Menace, the more confined you are in your storytelling. The farther you go back, the more freedom you have, because it's less exploration. You're only tying it to these characters that you just introduced us to. So, like, you know, I think that gives them some freedom to go new places. Either way, I think it's really exciting. It means we're going to get a whole new wave of characters. The 4 new authors I find fascinating because everyone seemed to indicate they were working on a phase 2 project in some way. Maybe not Cavan or Charles specifically said they were, but I think I would be stunned if they didn't bring back Charles Soule or Cavan Scott in some capacity. No, we know they are. We know they are, because Cavan Scott's coming back with the wave, with the next Marvel line of comics in October, he said.
Yeah.
So Charles Soule was the only one I didn't hard hear say that he's going to be in the next phase. So we're adding 4 new authors. I assume Charles will be involved in some capacity. So that means we're going to get up to, 9 authors total. So that to me means the scope of stories might even grow further. This might be so I don't know. I think it's quite interesting, the seeds they've planted. And the one thing I'm going to call it again, I know not everyone is excited for Star Wars Eclipse anymore due to some of the controversy, but I really want to highlight, I really want to call out, like, it's huge that they acknowledge that game in the show, because it implies to me we're going to get more different projects, whether it's shows, you know, animated, game, whatever, tied to the High Republic. And that's big. No matter how you feel about the game, it's big news. You know,
I'll even point out to that, when we first watched that, you had mentioned you wonder if this took place before the High Republic, and now, like, that could actually be true.
You know, and you guys had, at the end of that video, you guys had convinced me, like, okay, you know, it probably is like a little bit after what we've read. It's probably closer to Phantom Menace due to some of the Federation looking ships and some of the other, you know, moments. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I don't know. I'm very excited by that. It was 18 minutes and it's kind of planted the seeds for exciting stories coming ahead. So without further ado, we'll wrap this up, because people who are going to rewatch this probably just want to watch, you know, something closer to 30 minutes as opposed to an hour of you and I. And we're going to make a more concise video with our thoughts, our breakdowns, that will probably come out later this week. So stay tuned for that. I assume everyone here has liked and subscribed, but if you haven't, make sure you do. We appreciate it. Big week for Star Wars. Book of Boba Fett coming out tomorrow as well. New High Republic novels drop today. We got Eye of the Storm coming as well. We got Midnight Horizon coming. Huge time. A lot of projects. It's crazy. Jimmy, anything else you want to add?
You've summed it up perfectly. The High Republic is about to take the world by storm, no pun intended, and we're about to get some great storytelling, and I am not ready to pick up The Fallen Star today.
Ah, man, it comes so fast. It's been a year.
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's been a year. So we have hit this. A lot of cool announcements there. A shorter show, 18 minutes long. We are going to get a second episode later this month. So again, try to read The Fallen Star before then, because I think it's really exciting. So if you guys are just coming into the stream now, you missed it. Once it ends, you can go back to the beginning and catch up. I think there were some really important announcements there. Like, they were really subtly dropped in there, but my wheels are just turning for what's going to happen. It is fascinating to me. I think there's some really subtle, really big things coming in the High Republic. And so Kathleen Kennedy making an appearance as well, I want to call out. I know I keep saying we're going to wrap up, but I have all these thoughts here. Kathleen Kennedy making an appearance is going to do 2 things. One, it's going to make a lot of the clickbait channels make a video. Number 2, what it's going to do, what it tells me though, is the investment is there from the top. So we have, we have a clips coming shown in this as kind of, related. We have the CEO of Lucasfilm making an appearance, which tells me the studios behind it were expanding to 4 new authors, adding 4 new authors for the next phase. So that implies to me we might get more stories, or at least a wider depth of stories. And we're doing some sort of time jump. I mean, those to me are just massive, just absolutely massive for only an 18-minute special. Very exciting stuff. So, oh man. Anyway, sorry. It's just exciting. It's an exciting day for Star Wars. I'm pumped up. So thanks everyone.
This is great.
Thanks everyone for joining in today. A couple reminders. Again, we'll be having kind of a little breakdown video of this a little bit later. We should be streaming on Thursday night, where we'll have more chance to talk kind of speculation with Star Wars Timeline will be jumping in with us. A lot of fun. Great way to kick off the new year. When the holidays are over, it's kind of sad. So it's really cool that we're getting a whole new wave of stories. Book of Boba Fett. It's going to be a good time. So thank you guys for stopping by. Stay tuned. Stay buckled up. New Year's of Star Wars.